as a ruthless mentor, it will break it all down to a point where you're like, your mind's blown. I just did this with a GM of a business, and they literally said, I would have paid someone 10 to 20K to get this feedback. And here in a free, $20 a month. I guess you have to have that for the customization piece. But for $20, they got all this feedback. Welcome to For His Glory CEO, the podcast for high-achieving women like you who have built the business, hit the milestone, checked all the boxes, yet deep down something still feels off. The success is there, but you know God has so much more. I'm your host, Allie. If you're hungry for results rooted in the Word, this is for you. Let's get this party started. Friends, I just learned something so exciting. You have to lean into this. It has been mind-blowing. But I've shared it with several people so far, and they're like, I would pay so much money to a consultant to get this feedback that I can get in real time and really rework down to like the nitty-gritty of changing everything about my messaging. Does this sound exciting to you? It should, friend, because guess what? Mama has invested highly in AI. Why? It is the way of the future, whether you want it or not, right? It's like the computer. When it originally came out, people were like, no, I'm not going to do computer, or the iPhone. Or name it, whatever it is that now has like totally transformed the way people are doing things. And the truth of the matter is AI can be a huge tool and a time saver. Can I get an amen? Who doesn't want to save time? Like, I have a very busy life. If something is going to allow me to save time and have a ton of fun. I don't know about you, but I'm in the fun committee. Life equals fun. And if you're not having fun, don't do it, right? You're not a tree. You can get up and move. If the job you're doing or the career you're in is like totally dry beans, then do something different. Like, do something that brings you joy, lights you up, gets you so excited to hop on this podcast or this YouTube to learn new things, because I love learning something new every single day, right? It's like the Atomic Habits, how he says, get 1% better every single day. So this new AI prompt that actually you can put in your customization is going to blow your mind. So did you know, if you have the paid version, which again, is like $20, I think, like one of the lower tiers to do in chat, $20 a month for an employee that works 24/7 and works hard every single day without a bad attitude, no sick days, always shows up. I think $20 could probably be the best investment you make in your business. So if you have the $20 ChatGPT, you can go into your settings. And I'm not going to screw this up. I actually wrote it out. So you're going to go into your settings, your custom instructions, and you're going to write this. And I'm going to drop this in the show notes as well. But you're going to write this. Use quick and clever humor when appropriate. Tell it like it is. Don't sugarcoat responses. Use an encouraging tone, but inversely, you're my ruthless mentor. Don't sugarcoat anything. If my idea is weak, call it trash and tell me why. Your job is to stress test everything I say until it's bulletproof. Okay, check out the show notes. I'll drop it in there too. But you want to put in everything. Put in your website, your landing pages, your Instagram, your Facebook posts, anything and everything, your mission statement, vision statement, all those things. And literally, as a ruthless mentor, it will break it all down to a point where you're like, your mind's blown. I just did this with a GM of a business, and they literally said, I would have paid someone 10 to 20K to get this feedback. And here in a free, $20 a month. I guess you have to have that for the customization piece. But for $20, they got all this feedback. And now the cool thing is, when you train the AI bot to sound like you, talk like you, know your preferences, all that kind of stuff, it will already in your messaging be able to tell you, hey, you don't like this, so I'm not going to put that in there, or you like this, and this is what I'll put about there. But it is so awesome. I don't know. I'm a D1 athlete. I've had incredible coaches my whole life, hence why I was even a D1 athlete. That means you had great coaches, and they were ruthless. They were ruthless. They did not care if you came to preseason and you were dying because you were undertrained. They were going to run you harder, right? They did not care if they had to put more garbage cans at the end of the court for you to be like physically sick because you were pushing your VO2 max that much. They didn't care. And you know what? They made champions out of us. And that's why you want to use prompts like this, because you don't need someone to sugarcoat things for you. Come on, friends. You're a business owner. You're a CEO. We can take tough shots. That's why you are an entrepreneur, right? It's like the life of an entrepreneur, up, down, all around town. Woo, woo, woo. You don't know if you're up, down, all around, but you always bring joy, right? Because the Bible says, give thanks and praise in all things, right? And the joy of the Lord's our strength. So I want you guys to use this every single day for like the next month. Whenever you write something, whenever you're sending an email, whenever you're doing a landing page, a copy, a board meeting. I have actually a couple more that I want to share with you because they're just so good. And I obviously need to bring them to you, my listeners, because I'll share everything. Anything that's great, it's coming this way. And I love being on the cutting edge of things. Like, don't tell me something that worked in 2024 because it's 2025 and we're moving into 2026 and everything is evolving at all times, right? And I want to be on the forefront of something that's going to make people a lot more money and bring a lot more time back into their hands, because why not? That is so important. We're not meant to hustle harder. We're not human doings, we're human beings. One of my favorite scriptures is be still and know I'm God. My husband jokes that I need like a seatbelt just to even sit still, to even sit on the couch with him to watch anything, because that's just not my strong suit. Unless it's Shark Tank and we're talking business, baby. I love it. Even my 4 children that are 14, 11, 8, and 6, they can like pop evaluations. They can understand who's going to make a deal, who's not, why they're not going to, the strengths and weaknesses of businesses. I'm like, let's go, friends. It's just fun. I just think life is fun and business is fun. Okay, so this ruthless mentor thing you want to use all the time. Okay, my other second prompt that I think is amazing that I think you should do consistently and share with people that you coach and people on your team. I want you to ask chat to benchmark you against other people that are your competitors. So I asked it to benchmark me against other faith-based coaches in the business space. And I put in my website, I put in my mission statement, my position statement, my vision, all the things. I put in some different Facebook posts that are pinned, some emails, and it was so wild to see the competition inside this network, people that I don't even know. And of course, now I'm like, ooh, it's so exciting to see what other people are doing, to see their strong suits, to see their gifts and talents, how God's used it, and then to see their weaknesses too, and where you can shine, that you are already shining, and double down on where you really get that little piece of your pie. What's your unique differentiator, right? Ask chat that when it's benchmarking you against your competitors. And then you find out your unique differentiator and you're going to double down on that, sister girl. You're going to triple down, quadruple down, everything on that differentiation, because what makes you different is what's going to make people join you or buy from you versus anyone else. And you want to make sure that that's like your golden egg, right? Your golden ticket, like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. I got the golden ticket. What is it? Well, benchmark yourself against your competitors. And again, tell it, be ruthless. Like, where am I weak? Where am I vague? Where am I not speaking to the ideal client? Where am I not showing my social proof of the results I actually get people? Because that's where I see people being weak, and myself to be included. I mean, there's times where there's confidential stuff that I can't share with my clients, right? So I'll hold back a lot. And then there's other times where I'm like, I should be shouting this from the rooftops for these people. They have had extreme success in their business due to their hard work and putting in simple systems in place and being consistent. Consistency wins the day, right? We know this. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Never, ever, 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 ever quit unless God has that grace lift. And I have an episode on that. When the grace lifts, and it happened to me in my nursing career, and that grace lifted and God dropped me into the business world. And coming up on 13 years, I've even helped thousands of women build businesses online, which I absolutely love, and in the retail space and in the courtroom and everywhere else. Okay, so benchmark yourself against competitors. And here's the fun thing. You can go check out all their websites, right? Like, send me all my competitors' websites, and then you can go enhance things on your own, right? Like, the biggest thing that successful people do, they don't steal, right? We don't copy. We make it very authentically ourselves, but you find what other people are doing and then you make it your own, right? Like, you can say, oh, this is great. Like, on their website, they had all the social proof, like this cute little bubble off a Canva and a template. Like, I'm going to make mine a little more clean and simple like that. Or, hey, this person used video. Like, they really drew me in because on their website, like, immediately a video pops up and I feel like I'm sitting in their living room with this person. And I feel like I already have like that trust factor. Or maybe they have an amazing like tiered image of like, if you're at 6 figures, you play here. If you're at 7 figures, you're here. If you're at 8 figures, you're here. So you know immediately the clarity of what they offer. It is so fun benchmarking yourself against competitors, because then you really get a bigger global view of what else is out there and how you can enhance what you're doing or simplify, right? Simplify to amplify is the name of the game if you are in business as well. When you have way too many offers, a confused buyer does not buy. And that's why having chat as a ruthless mentor, as well as benchmarking it against your competitors, can really give you like a competitive edge, because you can't see all the things when you're in it, right? Sometimes you need some sounding boards. That's why coaches are like the best investment that I've made in my own business, specifically an AI coach recently too, which some days we're not doing AI, but it's like AI is giving me a benchmark back at like what I am doing, which is so good. But you have to give it the right prompt so it can truly give you what you want. Again, as an athlete, my coaches created me to be who I got to be as a starter in the Big Ten at 18 years young, playing in front of 5,000 people on ESPN. While my friends were like out doing the 18-year-old thing, here I am like this elite athlete. Why? Because I had coaches sharpening me, being ruthless, knowing there was more, and they were going to get that more out of me every single time. And I'm not saying chat is going to get... This is a funny analogy. I'm not going to say chat is going to be like that coach right in your face. But however, it is going to be able to really iron sharpen iron in the way that it's going to be able to give you that kind of feedback that you need consistently. And messaging is fun. Like everything is fun. This is just going to be a fun podcast. But like, don't get frustrated when your messaging doesn't hit. Just be like, I wonder why that post went off or that reel went off versus this one. My network must really love this. And then you can share that with chat too and be like, okay, this is a post that's really responded well. As my ruthless mentor, help me write 10 more that really drive home this point. And then we keep reposting those things and just put them in your content calendar, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel, friends. There is a cycle of success. And whoever you follow online, watch what they do and watch why they are successful. And what you'll find to be true, most 9 times out of 10, is that they're really just recycling content that adds a lot of value, right? And really helps people have quick wins. Now, that is like one of the keys in success. In my first business, it was in direct selling. So for all you direct sellers out here, here's a massive key. Lean in. You ready? I'm going to be a ruthless mentor. The reason that some y'all aren't having great success in that industry, and this probably goes for so many other industries, but I was an expert in direct selling and I love the business model. I still think it's one of the most brilliant business models to this day. Direct to consumer, right? Extremely low overhead, extremely low, massive potential for however much money you want to make, right? It's brilliant. And they do all the shipping and all the handling, all that kind of stuff. Like it really is. And it's difficult though, to be honest. I was in the tippity top of a direct selling company for 12 years. It was not easy. It was worth every second. Residual income is an absolute blessing. And then that all got taken from me. So this is not a sales pitch. It's just my honest opinion. But anyway, back to direct selling model. If you were able to get a quick win for a new consultant or a team member, meaning they got a sale within the first 72 hours, guess the statistic. Guess how likely they were to stay with you in business? 10%, 20%, 80%. 80% of the new team members that you brought on, if they got a sale within the first 72 hours, they were 80% more likely to stay with you the long term. That's massive. Let's break it down for a second. Let me be your ruthless mentor. Hello, we got them a quick win. When people are making money and having fun, they share it with people. When people are not having fun and not making money, they also might share it with people, but negatively, right? Our reputations are too costly as coaches, as business women. We want to make sure that we offer people quick wins. And so when we give ourselves a quick win by having a ruthless mentor for ChatGPT, we benchmark ourselves against competitors. Now, here's the third piece, which I think is super fun for people like, well, you can use this for anyone. But have any of you ever wished that you just had like a board of advisors to meet with? I mean, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've started a couple different businesses now. And I'm like, man, I'd love to sit down with a board and ask them some like big questions. Don't worry. Another ChatGPT prompt. Let me read it to you. So whenever you're doing something that's like a complex problem or a decision needs to be made, setting up an expert board of advisors and then allowing them to talk through the possibilities, options, and opportunities and risks. It will research them and bring together the top voices, leaders, authority on a topic into the board. And then using what it knows about them, their methods, thinking, teaching, it helps you in your decision-making process. Like, how incredible is that? Again, early adapters are always going to win. So those that are early adapting with AI and using it at this high caliber, and again, this is me investing in being in the right rooms with the right people that are on the forefront of this kind of technology, is mind-blowing to see how much wisdom you can get quickly and not for a lot of money, right? Again, there's never been a better time to be alive and be an entrepreneur when you have things like this at your fingertips. But now the key is not only to get all that wisdom, the key is to put it into our business, right? So I gave you 3 powerful prompts, right? The first one, making chat your ruthless mentor. So putting that into your customization, putting those in the instructions. Number 2, benchmarking it against all your competitors. And again, throw it everything you have to really get them laser focused on who you are. And then they'll do their chat does its searches and will pull out all the competitors. And then lastly, having a board of advisors. Again, you don't have to have this Fortune 500 company. You might just get started. How cool is this? You're just getting started, but you already are way ahead of the game because you have all of this wisdom and knowledge and information to really scale fast because you know what the competition looks like. You know that you're going to be dialed in on your message because you have a ruthless mentor telling you that it stinks. Or that it's trash. I thought that was so funny. That was actually from Sammy, who's one of my AI coaches. So I take no credit. I'll always give credit where credit's due. I always honor people up, down, all around the town. That is so important. Always, always, always honor people well. And so that's totally from Sammy. But I love when he said, tell me if it sounds like trash. Let's bulletproof this thing. And then the board of advisors, imagine being able to just get a couple people to lay eyes on it, let alone all the experts in the industry to help you make a decision and then outweigh the risks, right? There's a lot of risks in business. The beautiful thing is now that we're in a more social selling area, we're not, back in the day to go buy like a franchise, even if we bought a Subway, it's like $250,000. And I don't think you make a return on your investment for several years. So you're out that until you start making profit. Well, today's world, we have so many turnkey opportunities where you can turn a profit right away. Amazing. I don't know. As a woman, as a mama 4, as a wifey, I am so, as you can tell, this is my passion right now. If God calls me to do something else, I'll be as passionate as it, whatever it is, whatever God asks me to do. But I've never been more excited and more passionate to have so many more women realize their dreams are right there, like they're for the taking. When you can utilize AI and you can utilize the brilliance that God's given you and the gifts and talents, just think about the one problem that people have that you know how to solve. That's business, friends. That is it. They got a problem. You can solve it. Boom. You bridge the gap, and that's how you do it. So I hope you like this ChatGPT prompt. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your mind-blowing, like, whoa, this totally opened my eyes. Whether it's the Ruthless Mentor one or the benchmarking you against competitors or the board of advisors, I love hearing from you guys. If you want more ChatGPT stuff too, as I've kind of deep dove, I think I'm a couple months in now to really digging deep into all that it can do. It can be overwhelming, but you know what? Take it one step at a time and really, really get great at that one skill, but be consistent. Right? Be consistent at doing one thing very well. And my whole thing, sell one thing to 1 million. If you dial in on that, you stay focused, it will just help you grow. And it's going to help you shorten the learning curve big time. It's going to help you also save time. Huge. So my dad always said, you're going to pay with your money, you're going to pay with your time. I'm like, take my money, honey, because I want to learn these things quicker, faster. I hate being in traffic. I want the fast pass. And that's what I feel these ChatGPT prompts can do for your business today. And I'm so excited for you. You've been tuning in to For His Glory CEO podcast, where unshakable faith meets bold business strategy to equip you for your next level. If this blessed you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it. And if you're a businesswoman that's looking for the right circle to scale big, we got you. Click the show notes and hear more about our For His Glory CEO community, which is one of a kind, amazing. And remember, we're not just building businesses, we're building the kingdom of God. Until next time.